Lots of questions. I grabbed the first. And the first is Puck Malamud asks, do I do any kind of dance? If so, what kind? I really wish that I could demonstrate the dance that I do here, now, for the cameras, obviously. It would be wrong, you know. After seeing me dance, all manner of interpretive dancers around the world will break their own legs in frustration and decide never to dance again. It is better that, no, that's not true. Actually, I dance amazingly like somebody who at birth was given two beautiful, elegant left feet and is continually tripping over them. But I pogo very well. That was what we did in the punk era. And the trick to pogoing is, because you're basically jumping up and down, is if you're doing it in a room full of people and you're all crammed together and they're all jumping up and down, you don't even have to jump up and down because you're just carried. Beautiful dance. That one we kind of just answered. Amy Summer wants to know, what are some of my favorite movies? Some Like It Hot, All That Jazz, Jan Schwankmeyer's Alice. I love, as filmmakers, Peter Greenaway, very fond of Stanley Kubrick. And of the movies that have been made so far of things inspired by me, I think I have a special fondness in my heart for Coraline, which Henry Selick, I thought, did a beautiful job of. Luingo Fear, hope I pronounced that right, says, as an art student interested in both writing and designing books, I'm wondering, do you write for yourself or for others? And how exactly do you draw the line between what you feel is good and what sells? Do you interfere with the work of people who illustrate your books, or let them express their vision of it? I write for... Who do I write for? I write for me, I suppose, because I know what I like. Sometimes I'll write for others. I'll write books with specific other people in mind. I wrote a Nancy Boys for my friend Lenny Henry. I wrote Coraline for my daughters. How do you draw the line between what you feel is good and what sells? You don't. And if you have to err on one side or another of that line, fall on the side of what is good. Because good stuff eventually will always sell. Do you interfere with the work of people who illustrate your books, or let them express their vision of it? Both. Most of the time, you completely let them alone. Sometimes, particularly in children's books, I will interfere. You know, I remember in Coraline, there were a few scenes where Dave McKean did beautiful illustrations, but they weren't actually describing what was in the text, according to the text. And there was a scene where the other mother is eating beetles, and Dave had drawn her eating a caterpillar. And I said, you know, it's a beautiful drawing of a lady eating a caterpillar, but I'm the one who's going to have to field the letters from the puzzled kids pointing out to me that actually, according to the text, she's eating a beetle, and this is a caterpillar. And Dave said, no, I take your point. And he went and changed it to a beetle. How many more do you want? Okay. Holland Ray Lee Davida says, what music do you listen to and what effect does it have on your writing? I love listening to music while I write, although as I get older, I get more and more distractible. When I was in my early 20s in writing, I would just put on music that I loved really loud and not really listen to it. As I get older, I find I listen to things more and more. And so I've now edged a little bit more towards either things that I know very, very well, or towards stuff that's slightly less, has fewer words, because I just stop and listen to words. But I love Elvis Costello, I love Lou Reed. What else do I play while I'm working? American Gods was written to 69 love songs by the Magnetic Fields, very, very much. And an album by Greg Brown called, one called Dream Cafe and one called In the Dark with You. And they were what I played over and over again. Some things, you know, I wrote Stardust, was mostly written to Steel Eye Span. I went and found lots of nice old English folk rock, and that was what that was written to. There was a lot more New Orleans jazz and reggae and things like that when I was writing Anansi Boys, and I have no idea what the next thing will be.